Again, guys, welcome. We're back into the show. It is the second part of Learning League, episode 14. Just another break. Here again is L3IRD. Hello, it is a very auspicious kind of start to where we are going through in Learning League today. Right now, just generally looking at the first part of the episode, we looked at the role slash what to do during the lane slash how to win supposedly and how to lose or how to come back from losing. I mean, it is in general the thing about the early game that really sets you up for the mid game slash the late game, especially in solo queue. You see that a lot. So you want to keep it going if you can, but if you can't keep it going, because we didn't really talk about the winning side, we talked about more of how to come back from. Because most of the times we see that League of Legends players in general kind of need to know how to do it from coming from behind instead of going from ahead. How to do the thing of getting back into the game. So that's really important to actually nerd down slash do. So it's really cool to see what you can see from the first part of Just Another Break. But one thing I did miss, what lanes needs to be helped out mostly. Again, we talked about the jungler role just a smidgen because we don't really need to talk about the jungler role too much. But what you do miss out on for a jungler is, what you need to really do and to time down, not perfectly, just time down enough to really see where do I need to go. Do I need to go bottom? Do I need to go top? Do I need to go middle? Usually as a jungler, especially if you're like a Moo and a Warwick or anyone that's really blue dependent as a jungler, you kind of have to have this set route to get to your early level of 6 to get that really early so that you can help out lanes a little bit more. And say if you miss out on the first gank, miss out on 2 ganks, it really puts you super behind. So what to do about that? You just really need to see what you can do. By level 4, level 3, you have enough of a chance or opportunity to get your first stun or whatever your first engage ability, pretty much, because that's what junglers usually do. They have an engage ability. You have that first inclination with that, so you have to kind of just get to whatever lane's closest to you first of all, to help out that. But to help out one lane that's really behind, well, that really doesn't really bode well. Just because if you try to help out, let's say a bottom lane that's 0-6, you have 3 kills on each, or 3 deaths on both your bottom and your AD carry and your support. It won't really help out per se, unless you can relieve some of that pressure down at bottom, which you probably need to show your face at least once or twice. You can't really do anything really with that bottom lane. While your middle lane is like 5-0 and 1 though, you want to just keep on snowballing your middle lane so that they are in the general idea or general case of having like 1 or 2 items ahead of their counterpart. It'll really, just skyrocket slash make the game a little bit easier for that middle lane. So that middle lane or the top lane, if it is a 5-0 top lane, that'd be crazy. But yeah, your top lane or your middle lane, if they can get ahead while one of your lanes, usually your bottom or usually your top, that really needs help. If you can skyrocket them, they will help out the bottom, just help out, gank out everything there. Usually that's what you see in a game where I'm not going to say that the League of Legends community kind of QQs a lot or usually rages, but usually if you see someone go like 24-1 and 7 per se, and they lose the game, it is because that the jungler slash the other team really focused on helping out the other team members as much as they can, and then giving as much support as they can for that bottom lane to kind of catch up. Because if you can get somebody to catch up in lane, it'll be okay as long as all your other people are super ahead. So general idea, if lanes need to be helped, you want to just help out the lanes that are super far behind by giving them a little bit of coverage. That's just the thing that you can really do, because I don't think the bottom lane or the top lane can really follow up, or the middle lane technically if it is middle. So I don't think they can really follow up on damage if anything. Second thing, you want to snowball whatever lanes really had into your top lane, your middle lane, or your bottom lane, and then just go from there so that they can help out other people as well. Okay, so this is going to be the second part of the episode of Just Another Break. It is L3 IRD. Thank you again to the awesome sponsors for the quick XNG and Tech, BenQ, Triton, and Max Hats. We are giving some really cool stuff for defending the esports. You can check us out as well, D-Esports.com. But the second part, here we go. And we're going to be checking out a game between the new, but not really new, Evil Geniuses. Sorry, I'm not confirming or denying Evil Genius on Azingi, but he does have a Ring 5 team called League of Legends, or not League of Legends, Evil Genius team or Team Evil Geniuses. So Azingi gonna be playing the fiddlesticks, something that he loves, not unusual to see from him. And we are actually going to be following the SG Void Eternal, somebody that plays in a bit of tournaments I actually host not host, but shoutcast at least. We also have Orb's Nubby Pooh Bear, so Nubby Pooh Bear is a really good player as well. So Orb Gaming is a really good team right now, and they are making a stance to be one of the top, at least 4 in North America. They're trying to get North America 4, but I'm pretty sure they're like 6, 7, something like that. But Orbit Gaming / Orb is a really good game. Our team. So yeah, we're gonna be starting it up again in the jungle, seeing what paths / what usual things they're gonna be doing right now. We do see the Ashe trying to walk into this little bit of a depth zone, I guess if you wanna call it. Doesn't look too good. And what's different about this part of the episode, I'm just going to be looking at all lanes and just going to let the game go all the way, instead of just going referring back to a certain part in the game and doing anything. We do see Zinzao and Ashe going to try to contest the Wraiths over here. Something different per se. Usually you see everybody in the group go S5 to try to rush as a solo queue, even in high elo as well. But the difference is, you know the general outputs, the general looks that team members are going to give. So if you're like SG Void Eternal, if you're like that bottom lane, and you know that they're going to be taking double guns out of blue, or of the blue team, you want to just give that a little bit of extra harass so that, if blue team can't really do too much if they have extra damage on them that there's unnecessarily added on by an Ashe Valley or something of that sort. So SG Void Eternal is just going to go leash out. Oh, and be able to not use up his crit arrow too much, but yeah, there you go. And we're going to see the double gun being taken yet again. We'll start from bottom, go to middle, and then end at top lane. Actually, no. We'll probably start from middle and then go to top and then bottom, just like we did in the first part of the episode. Zyra versus Orianna yet again. We are liking this. Orianna is the new kind of addition onto everyone's kind of favorite playlist, just because she did get buffed up just enough to be very, very competitive yet again. So it's been really, really cool to see what she does. Zyra, new free champion of the week / no, that's not really free champion, but she is a really good champion starting up right now. So Alpha is going to be doing that, be taking this middle lane as well. I like the general idea that both of them are doing right now. They gave a little bit of free harass, but Halfers did level 2 a little bit earlier, so she could have done a little bit more harass, but she doesn't really want to do anything. Literally, generally what you see in AP middles, there's not too many that can do really great stuff at level 2. So, that's kind of a thing you want to really look out for. Right there, you saw the auto attack plus a ability move from Halfers onto for his triple 3. That was a really, really good harass little tactic, and that's going to probably help get that next health potion down. In higher elo / in general, when you're playing a high level game like a tournament per se, like that too, you really, really have to watch out for your health, even with every little small harass. You don't want to get hit by a skill shot, but most AP middles are kind of skill shot dependent. But you don't really want to get hit by one of those because, extra damage is going to have to take out extra pots, and you don't want to just lose all your pots really early. Good thing Orianna doing, pushing the lane, making sure that she can get some control over here for the Halford plus the Zyra, and then just helping it out. But she took a free extra harass, and now Frozen has to use up a health pot. While Halford is actually using up her first health pot because she's done a pretty good job at harassing. The general idea right there again, went out, harass, push up, and then get around and roam up. But we do see a gank happening right now because Frozen was just so pushed up Half fish still going to chase, and Orb Nobu Pooper is just going to come right behind and just say, you're in the wrong position a little bit, Miss Ira. Oh, Orb's going to be taken down as well. So he's going to pick up a kill from that. So great job by Nubby Pooh Bear to try to come in there, but Frozen 333 just gives up a kill. So actually, Zyra just kind of lost all together on that, and now Frozen's actually super ahead, especially with double buff, and especially with, you know, extra kills. So we're gonna see Frozen just probably back away pretty soon. Not gonna be doing that like anytime, but back away pretty soon. No problem indeed. So great little bit of harassment out there by Frozen. Great little bit of decision making by Nubby Pooper, to the point of, well, Zyra's there, oh crap, and then getting killed on that. But unfortunately for not, the Malphite slash Soup Thief took a little bit too much and died. And that's really unfortunate for Zyra. Zyra's going to be now behind, and now we're going to probably see her roam up or just farm as much as you can while pushing. Now the top lane, we have a Zingy versus Whoosh. We do see a gank coming up really soon, so Thief's going to throw out the Sigma Shard, then follow up with Brutal Strikes, and we get that ground shot down. But Whoosh is going to be really low as well. Going to try to get down and get that exhaust, and then going off on the Zingy, and he gets back away. Really good trade off right over there. Whoosh is just going to keep on pushing up because he does have the help and support of Super Thief. But here comes our new Pooh Bear coming back and just getting another kill, no problem. It's one thing to have support as a jungler slash whatever middle solo bottom lane you are. It's one thing to have a support, but if you're super low, like at 100 health, the game of League of Legends slash the game of anything, if you're really low in health, you want to go kill that person. And if you're the jungler, you want to go march right up there. If you're in the middle, you want to go march right up there. So really important to don't stay in lane with 100 health, even if you have the support of the jungler. Unless you have a heal, unless you flash up. So great job by Nubby Pooh Bear picking up those kills again, and Zingy just up in the back away, but to be able to heal himself through drain and stuff like that. The interesting matchup of this time is Zingy playing the Fiddlesticks is really not seen at the top lane. So he has a really interesting skill set that helps you know, give that really great damage through the drain and through the timing of fear, because it really helps not taking any damage while giving so much damage output back. Really helps out as the top Fiddlesticks. While Rumble, we're going to be talking about him just a little bit now, just because he will get, I guess, nerfed just a little bit later. Whoosh playing that Rumble has that Flame Splitter. Flame Splitter doing so much damage right now. Let's look at the damage coming out. It is 94 per 3 seconds, and it does just DPS is so much down. And it's just 94 straight. It used to be before Flame Splitter would give like a random amount of damage to characters, and well, now for Zingy, it's doing like all the automatic damage that you can get. Watch out for that. We do see the cursor coming out from the Zingy, but we do see Eagle-Eye coming right back, and Whoosh going to try to come in and pretty much clean up the job onto a Zingy. The great job by Rumble taking another kill right there. Well, taking the first kill over the top technically and truthfully onto the topper. Usually what you see in top lane is the harassment is really key, but it's what comes out last, especially because you have a mana-less dependent champion of Rumble. You really don't have to control as much onto your mana. And right there, it didn't kind of engage in with the Crow Storm, slash didn't have anything else to really follow up on that. So if he didn't actually get the kill at the start with that Crow Storm in, Whoosh is going to be able to turn it around really easily, just because he can just throw out a lot of bit of ability, slash he knows that his opponent doesn't really have anything else to do. So that really was tough for Zingy to take that down. So EG gonna have to try to do something about this, and he's doing the ultra secret hidden technique number 3 of stealing / taking double ult. We do see a really early dragon happening for purple team. That's gonna be really helpful as well for the team in general. If I didn't notice already, early game, you really want up to her items. I mean, kills are really cool, and kills are actually really needed technically for some lanes and some characters. But if you can get away with not killing people and just farming up a storm, you'll be fine. You'll get your items, and then you'll kill everybody later on, while you can deny the other person as well. The game of League of Legends, the game of everything, is really get ahead and deny. Get ahead and deny. That is pretty much the key thing for all focuses of League of Legends, but also in the game of life. Really quick, I didn't know I was going to give life general statements as well, but there you go, and there you have it. So we're going to be looking at the bottom as the last little thing. We did see the first dragon come down, so this lane phase is pretty much kind of over. So let's just look at the items real quick. We do have the double defense with the core item set up, Vampiric Scepter with Berserker Greaves on the bottom lane, versus the BF Sword and Berserker Greaves of Caitlyn. So Caitlyn versus Ashe, Sona versus Caitlyn Janna. Caitlyn Janna is a really strong kind of topic to say. They do really good work together, but Caitlyn is pretty much just a harass down. Doesn't really have to get in kills, just harass down and get the Ashe out of lane, and that's what you see right now, 67 to 82 on the CS score. So really quickly, again, using the characters that they have right now, Caitlyn has such an advantage on the range. You can auto-attack down onto SG Void Eternal without SG actually giving any damage back. Usually the only way you can give damage back for SG would be through Volley, and Volley just does a pretty good more damage, but with that Janna shield, it's not going to actually equal out to what the one pokes of what Caitlyn would be doing, so that's going to be really hard for SG Void Eternal to actually just stay alive in that lane. And that's why you do see the CS difference as well for Caitlyn and also Ashe. You know, if you have a sustaining support like Sona or a Soraka, Caitlyn just really mitigates a lot of that just because of that extra damage, extra range that you have on that bottom lane. So, really quickly, and this is another general statement. If I'm Caitlyn, general like focus statement I guess. If I'm Caitlyn, I must auto attack the carry champion to harass out lane. Out lane, sorry, that's what. So if you are a champion with a higher mobility, higher range, MF and Caitlyn are pretty much the examples the big examples of how to win out really early, late, blah blah blah. Then you must kind of follow in the steps of you must harass down and build out your AD carry and your champion. We do see the punch going up, but it's not going to be enough really until the flash out, and Aliel is going to be able to be okay. We do see nobody picking another kill, so. And in general, that's really good that Nabi is really ahead 4-1 right now, but he can't do anything else really, and that's going to be tough to see. Nabi is just going for it, and he's going to go jump on Malphite. Malphite's going to get knocked up, pushed down. He's going to use Unstoppable Force to come right back, and Nabi should be dead. He's not going to be actually. Aliel is going to be probably taking out through the frost arrows of Ashe. Good job. So really quickly, I mean, you can't really ignore the fact that, you know, SG Void Eternal is trying to, as much as you can, do perfect for what you can do at that bottom lane. Really just followed up what Malphite did, especially with that subtle force that just happened. Especially since the clubs was down for Caitlyn, it really helped out for the team of purple to really, or team of red, purple, same thing, to do something really well for that bottom lane. So now with Caitlyn at 0-1-0 and Ashe 1-0-1, we're going to be seeing a little bit of decline of aggression for this Caitlyn player, just because she did lose her flash, her cleanse as well, but also for this Janna player, it doesn't have actually a ward, won't really be doing anything else, but trying to zone out, I guess, as much as she can to do anything for herself. So yeah, Ashe is going to get pushing up. We're going to see Radar just keep on just farming up as well. Again, if you're the support or the AD carry in general for any game of League of Legends, slash if you're the jungler as well, if you see XP or free gold happen and your lane partner or your lane isn't there, you might as well just take it, just because you know you can do it. Like slash, you can do the extra gold, you can have the extra XP to get over and be ahead to the early, later, and beyond game. So definitely, if you look at that little aspect, the radar person slash the general person was just taking that extra little bit of gold, extra bit of XP, since because Caitlyn wasn't going to be there anytime soon. And now that Caitlyn pretty much had the opportunity to get back into the lane, it gives radar the time to go back with that extra gold, buy up some more extra items, like the wards that she has right there, plus the boots right there. Just a little small little tip, small little trick that you can do, if especially known in at that bottom lane. You see Radar trying to go in onto the team, but Thief is just going to go back away, no problem, because they cannot get a gank off because there was the little bit of inclination that there was somebody coming down. Now you do see, oh, there's a ward over there. Mr. Fisher is actually just backing off the Ash away yet again, so no problem. So yeah, the general idea between solo and high elo and general idea with solo queue and low elo, you'll see a little bit more interesting kind of topics, kind of areas. You're going to see people play their only character, like only Poppy, only Janna, only Kale, and you'll see that pretty well. Like a Zingy right now, playing up as a top lane is just taking so much damage, it's going to be exhausted down, but another cooler is going to come right back in, and Wush is going to be just trying to flame flitter out, and he's taking out a Zingy yet again.
Shut down.
I mean, Zingy right now 0-4-2 against Rumble's 4-2-0. That's just so tough, and that is what you see in higher queue. You see, I guess not a bit more trolls, but you know, a bit more. I want this character, I want this, and you can't let me have it. And yeah, that's just gonna happen, and you're gonna feel a little bit more pressured when you're at the top in the higher queue. Having that, you know, pressure that, you know, I'm not the well-known player, and this guy's the well-known player, and I'm gonna have to let him have my lane. It's whatever. Like, that's your supposed prerogative. That's what you should be doing. Well, usually, often not. You see a lot of League of Legends community members say, you know what, this is my lane, I'm first pick, I'm gonna do a take it, blah 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 blah. And yeah, it's kind of sad to see. I wouldn't just like suggest that, you know, take the role from the first person player, slash I wouldn't suggest that even in low EQ, but you know, just take what you can, call it first, and kind of just say, you know, it's all fair, square, in love and war when you claim slash get it in first, technically. But if you can't do that, then I don't know. It's on you to troll. It's on you to do whatever you want. But you know, trolling definitely not a good thing. Definitely, it's not a bad thing as well, because you do learn these really interesting kind of techniques and stuff when you do troll accidentally. But you don't really want to just like say, oh, it's my lane, can't have it, bye, blah 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 blah. We do see Sophie's going to be able to do that and take the dragon, but blue team's going to go take top lane as well. The usual trade-off you see over in every game. If you do take the dragon, you might as well just take top lane, because that's where usually especially if your top lane is showing up, you want to take the dragon. You want to take that top lane on tower as soon as possible. Really general statement: if dragon, top lane should add dragon, take top lane. Tower. And yeah, that's pretty much generally it. I mean, the difference between the high elo queue and low elo queue, I mean, the harassment is a little bit more known, and you see a lot of bit more trading when you can, but you don't really see anything else really different between, you know, high elo queue slash low elo queue players, other than timings, other than mechanics. Mechanics is a big thing, but yeah, those are the two things that you will see definitely that will be different from higher ELQ and lower ELQ players. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the episode of Learning League, episode 14. Just another break. It has been already. Let me go pause this game. Okay. I'm gonna turn off the sound. Bam. Again, it has been episode 14, Learning League. Just another break. It has been a really fun one. I'm gonna go close out this question with, or close out this episode with a question. What is Elo Heaven and Elo Hell? Elo Hell, Elo Heaven technically don't exist. I mean, no, Elo Heaven does supposedly exist, but it's just a really comfortable range of where your Elo should be at, and that's what in general players, when they feel like I'll hit this level where I can just have these games and just push through and not care as much as I can and just carry hard. I mean, that's your Elo Heaven per se, and that's like for me right now. That's under 1300. Like I can carry any game really easily. Between 1400 and 1500, it's a little bit harder. Elo Hell, supposedly from a lot of people, is just a little sector, a little zone of where I feel, or general statement, I feel I can't carry myself out of. And that's usually the general inclination of Elo Hell. But again, Elo Hell doesn't really exist as well. I mean, that's just a little prerogative, a little thought that you put in your mind, and it really, really is tough to get that out. Unless you just kind of ignore the fact that there is Elo Hell, or ignore the fact that it's just tough right now, and you just play through the game. I mean, more oftentimes than not, especially if you've played enough ranked games and played your first 1500, 1700 game, whatever, and you got up and down, whatever. It's really all dependent on your psyche, self-mind. I think Reginald put a guide up there best as saying you must just win. You must think that you're always going to win your game, because winning is the only thing that really matters. KDA really just helps just to look at this little shiny flag and say, "Ooh, I want 24-0-1, but I lost." Like that's just a shiny placard when you say you want your game score to be this, but you want the big W, you want the win. That's pretty much it. If you want, you can be 0-8-0 and winning. I mean, that's all for it. Whatever you can to win, that'll be the goal that you set your mind to, and that'll carry you through Elo Hell. That'll carry you through a lot of things, which we'll actually be going up to next time. But we're going to be talking about really, really random things. Hold on, let me try to get this a little bit right over here on the side, because I do have a screenshot of pretty much what the main topics are for the next week of Learning League. So over here on the little bit of the side, let me go close this out right here. We do have the main topics, so check that out. Yeah. We do have the main topic, so professional player overviews. Well, that's what we did today for roles. And now we're doing Back to School Learning League. August 6th, we're going to be talking about some really interesting stuff, the double bruiser bot lanes, the kill lanes that are in general. And lastly, the thing you've been seeing a lot more over in tournament games that are scrimmages or stuff like that. Top two at the top lane, one at bot. Usually you'll see it because of general ideas of a character per se or stuff like that. But we will go into that when the time will come. Other than that, thank you again to the awesome sponsors, Mad Catz, Triton, BenQ, Antec, and XMG. Thank you again to also Definitive Esports. You can go follow them right over here. D-Esports.com is the main site. And you can follow me as well, L3IRD on Twitter or Facebook.com/L3RDGaming. We're going to be going into the end of the show. Thanks again for watching. It has been episode 14, Learning League. Just another break. Again, guys, thanks for watching, and I am out.